I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. My camera's all like shifted. It's all shifted. I don't. It's like, damn it. I'm not zoomed in enough. I knew my camera was going to be horrible.
Oh no! Some technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. That's a little better.
No worries.
What is good, people? It is the KOA podcast. I am Sasuke the Savage. He is everything animated. What is good with you folks tonight?
Hello, hello, and good evening. We are we halfway through this season?
Practically.
Because I feel like there's a lot of episode 6s and 7s and whatnot. But yeah, basically halfway through the summer season. And slowly creeping into fall. I don't know if it feels like that for wherever you may be living, but I know here in Arizona, still feels like hell. Not summer.
Yeah. Speaking of hell, you talk about the fall season. I looked through some of the stuff that is going to air that season. It looks like fall season is going to be what it used to be for us.
Oh no, it's coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we
Damn.
enjoyed too many falls, and we're just back. We're going back to form.
Well, couldn't have came at a better time, I suppose.
Yeah, it is. We got Spy Family, got One Punch Man, but other than that, it looks pretty barren.
It's pretty scarce.
Yeah, it looks like it. Maybe we can find a hidden gem in there. Maybe there's an Apocalypse Hotel hiding in this filth. Oh no!
Oh come on, season 3 of
To Your Eternity is
To
that
Your
season?
Eternity.
Oh no!
Well, at least it's only going to last 3 episodes.
What if it's good though? The first 3 episodes.
Maybe. Who knows? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, everything else just looks. Yeah, I guess we could talk about that later when it comes up.
Yeah. But guys, if you are unfamiliar with this podcast, what we do is we cover anime from our current season. This being the summer season. We're covering My Dress Up Darling, Sakamoto Days, Dandadan, Kaoru, Hana, and The Summer Hikaru Died. Now, we usually pick another show. One of us chooses a show that is separate from the season itself, whether it be a show that we watched in the past or a show that we're interested in all of us watching, and we add that as part of the Nakama Club. This time we don't have one of those shows because Future Diary killed our enjoyment of anime. So we decided it was a good idea to skip it this time around.
Yeah, that was certainly something. That was a very interesting season, to say the least.
Yeah. But what we do, we don't just watch these shows because these shows have a little bit of a time bomb element in it. So every 3 episodes, we decide if we're going to keep watching the show or kill it off. Kill it off means that we're not going to talk about it. That doesn't mean that we personally dropped it because we can watch it or whatever, but we're not going to talk about it on the podcast. And we evaluate whether we're going to kill or pass these shows again by the 3rd episode, by every 3 episodes. So episode 3, 6, 9, so forth. This time around, we have 2 shows that are up for this. That being The Summer Hikaru Died, as well as Kaoru Hana. So these shows are in danger. Now, will they get killed? Who knows? Who knows?
And also My Dress Up Darling.
Oh shit!
There's
really?
3.
Oh
yeah.
Damn. Oh yeah, we really are halfway into the season then. Yeah.
Bunch of them are gonna fucking die.
Only time will tell. But yeah. So the first segment we got for y'all, EA.
Yeah.
You want the good news or the bad news? You want the blues or do you want the cheers?
We're gonna get emotionally depressed. Now let's get ready for the KOA.
It's Miracle.
These just go hand in hand, so I'm just gonna say them both. So Crunchyroll partners with Delta to offer anime as an in-flight entertainment. So on your flight, you can watch anime. You know, you would think that's a good thing. We're anime enjoyers. Flights can be long, and instead of just watching the movie that you're provided, you could watch anime. That sounds like a good idea to me. It would be interesting though. I wonder how far that goes, like whether it'll be dubbed or subbed or where you have a choice. That'll be interesting.
I would imagine it would be Crunchyroll where you could like pick and choose, and maybe they have all. Hopefully it's not one of those things where they just tease you, where you're like halfway through a season, you're like, oh, this is so good, and then they just like, for more, here's $10 for the rest of this. Be like, fuck you.
No, that would be diabolical. Hopefully Crunchyroll doesn't have the AI subtitles. But so that's good news. Happy, EA's happy. I'm happy.
I'm happy.
And then Crunchyroll announced that they're issuing some layoffs. So
Sorry, people that used to work at Crunchyroll, you got fired.
yeah. I mean, I don't think it really comes as a surprise for anybody. It's just big company decides they want to, skim off more money, laying off people. There's just something that happens. They've said they're upgrading people's positions and whatnot. People are getting promotions, and basically, if you guys can do the work that these guys can do it. You get a bit loftier title, maybe a pay raise, but it's just cutting positions to basically put the onus on other people.
I hope this is not how they were introduced to how they got fired. I don't know if you could see that, but it's literally the Crunchyroll girl.
You gotta move it a little. Yeah,
like how's that?
Yeah, because that's good.
It's literally their mascot telling them that they're fired, holding a piece of, a signature and everything. I hope that's fake and that's not real, because I'd literally be pissed. I'd be like, I'm gonna burn the building down.
That is just adding insult to injury. That is that's not even kicking a man while they're down. That is just like spitting in his face as you punch him.
Apparently, the news revealed in an internal memo from the company's president comes in the wake of a major controversy and fan backlash that occurred last month regarding the company's apparent use of generative AI for subs. So there you go.
So it comes from the AI. Wow.
Yep. The reason why people got laid off is because they don't need them anymore. They got AI. The things that are going to replace us all.
Yeah. So they're doubling down on that. So in a way, the whole Delta thing is also kind of to normalize the AI stuff. And we're starting to see it everywhere. YouTube has already implemented. We talked about it before on here, but YouTube has already implemented their whole their AI detection or their age detection thing. So if you just so happen, I don't know, man, I don't know why you would do this, but if you had an account where maybe you're just watching cartoons on that account, YouTube will probably flag you as a kid, and then you had to prove that you're not a kid by issuing your ID to them, which, I'm gonna just say it here. Nobody should be doing that. Do not give them as the least amount of information that you can give them, because your data is not safe with these companies. It doesn't matter how big they are. A lot of these companies get hacked, or there's a breach, and when people have your information, that opens up a whole bunch of doors you don't want to go through. So
yeah, I remember a long time ago when it was the PlayStation 3, and I think Sony had like a bunch of their accounts hacked and everything else. And I love how they were like, "We're sorry, guys. Here's a couple of free games." And they literally gave free games to people as a way to say that they were sorry that their account and information was stolen.
Yeah. So yeah, somebody might be able to access your bank account information, but here, you could play Infamous.
You could play Infamous 2 or whatever number it was. Enjoy. That was, oh man, I looked at that and went, you gotta be shitting me.
So it's just, I don't think there's been any good news from Crunchyroll since. It's really just been going downhill ever since the whole right stuff thing, when they basically merged with them, and just been downhill. Then the Funimation thing, and it's Monopoly's going Monopoly.
Exactly. Well, I'm gonna try to end it with a couple of good pieces here. K-pop just keeps getting all the rage and is just breaking all kinds of records. it's the first time in like many a decades, K-pop is like number one on the Billboard Top 100 when it comes to their song "Golden,"
Mm.
and it's the first number one for a female K-pop artist ever,
Really?
and it's the first number one for a girls group since Destiny's Child.
Damn.
So that should tell you how long it's been since something like that has happened. But and also no big deal or anything, but it's like the most watched original animated movie of all time now on Netflix. It's no longer like a number whatever. It's like now the number one animated original of all time viewed on Netflix, and they just keep kicking butt, and I'm so happy for it. I'm still working on that video, by the way. I actually recorded some voice and all that other jazz, so it's getting made.
Okay.
I want to give it its praise, and every time I add something else keeps getting added to before the video's even released. Because now, next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, they're actually releasing the movie into the theaters for people to buy tickets and do a sing-along.
Oh, wow.
For real. People can actually watch this in the theaters, and I'm curious to see how well it's going to do. If it's going to be a Mobius, that weekend we were asleep, or if it's going to like do really well and make a lot of money. So that's going on, and I'm so happy for K-pop Demon Hunters.
Mm-hmm.
Couple Demon Slayer things really quick. It's coming up. Tomorrow is going to be the day where here in the United States you can buy tickets for the actual movie. They announced 2 new voices joining the cast for the movie, and this is for the dub.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know who any of these characters are, but it's 2 people. Koyuki is Rebecca Wang. It's the American dub. And Kizo is Channing fucking Tatum. He's gonna do a voice in an anime. So do with that what you will, I suppose. And if you weren't hyped enough, there's going to be apparently a live stream beginning August 16th, beginning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Crunchyroll's YouTube of all the Demon Slayers. It's basically a YouTube watch party where you can watch it from beginning to whatever, and to get you hyped and everything. So, and it's free on YouTube, so you don't have to have a Crunchyroll account. You just watch it on there. I don't know if it's going to be subbed or dubbed. So enjoy it. Get some nice AI subtitles while you're, watching that, and enjoy Tanjiro being called Tangerine. And I did that as a joke many years ago, but who knows? Maybe it could be a real thing now. So, yeah, that's really it. That is the KOA news. Unless you have anything else.
Nope, nothing for me.
All right, so Demon Slayer, get ready, guys. We got one more month.
One more. Well, our first show to talk about for tonight is none other than My Dress Up Darling Season 2, Episode 6. This is a killer past week. We're at the halfway mark for the show. And EA, you had some pretty positive things to say about this episode.
Yeah, I'm just going to say it right now and skip to the end. I'm not going to kill this show. At least not this episode.
What?
I know. I'm sorry. I know that's jumping ahead. I apologize. But no, this particular episode was probably one of my favorite episodes of My Dress Up Darling. And it really just showed just how, I think this was the part in the manga where I read this and I saw it and I was like, okay, I understand why Marion is such a beloved character and why she's really good. And it's not because of the weird pervy stuff that guys, no, it's not anything like that. For me, it's how she is as a person. Like she, given that whole opportunity, because she's up on stage, she's the character doing her thing. She didn't even think twice. She said, "Gojo made this outfit for me, and did my makeup."
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even hesitate to even think that, because the hosts were talking to her and like, "Oh, what's this? Oh, what do you want people to look at?" And she just deflected and said, "Gojo did this." And I think that's really, to me, when I was like, she's a really good person. She's not just a pretty face and just people just like her just because, oh, boob sweat. C Tactics likes to say boob sweat. But no, she's really, truly, and honestly just a really, really good person at heart. And I really enjoyed this episode for that reason, and just because, I don't know, it was just the pinnacle of Gojo honing his craft and just owning it all, even with a big giant crowd, which that's got to be nerve-wracking. I don't know about you, but even if I know I'm good at something, and if I have 20 people that are just ready to watch you do it, you're just I can't focus.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
It definitely ups the pressure, especially for someone like him who already is naturally socially awkward. So, but it was a great moment for him, because instead of, he made what usually would be his Achilles heel, his strength, in that he would always think about how people would perceive him and whatnot. Instead, this time he started thinking about the expectations that were levied towards him, and he appreciated and took to heart that everybody was counting on him. So instead of, I don't know, focusing on all the eyes on him, he just directed his attention towards what everybody's expectations were at, which was Maureen and her costume being her makeup being as tip top as he can make it. And he just puts on the bandana. You see the seriousness in his eyes, and it really was infectious for everybody else, because everybody else were talking, because everybody was curious about the makeup and how he would do it, because this is the first time they're seeing cosplay makeup. And everybody, the whole room kind of just fell silent once they were seeing how locked in and serious Gojo was. So
yeah,
that was a pretty cool moment for both of the characters. For Maureen, because before that moment, Maureen was talking about she was showing her confidence in winning. She didn't have any doubt that she was going to win, because everybody was worried about how they were, because other classes were beating them in other categories at the festival. But Maureen was like, no, we're going to win. Everybody's counting on me, and I got Gojo, so I know for sure we're going to win.
Yeah, everybody was exuding confidence right there. And the crowd definitely was more, I don't know, I feel like it's infectious in a way, because when she came out as the character, I mean, yeah, the crowd was losing their mind because of how authentic and good, Maureen looked as that character. But, she was getting them all hyped and everything, doing the chants and everything, and everybody else is just clapping, doing the same thing as well. Hell, even one of the judge, I think, is now a lesbian, I think. She's ready to switch sides because of this. She did grab the waist, tipped her over and everything. She's just like,
won't you make me number one at a show?
Yeah, first prize. It's like, hey, that's not fair.
You can seduce a judge?
If I knew that was going to happen, I would have just, I don't know. Because the other group had to do what? They had to turn a man into a woman.
Yeah, they all had to do cross dressing.
Yeah, just I don't know, just have a guy that looks like a girl just start twerking on the dance floor or something. Have the guys just go, first prize, this guy girl with the big ass.
but at what cost?
Then that becomes number one. They're just like, damn, Gojo, all that time and effort into the costume and the makeup and everything. The dude with the big ass.
Yeah, you just can't beat the ass. But yeah, it's interesting too, just with Maureen's cosplay. We talked about it last podcast. It's not just about the makeup and the costume. Maureen truly embodies the character and their personality and her mannerisms. We got to see some of the stuff that Gojo was talking about last episode pay off with just the way she presents herself by standing, like very minute things that you wouldn't really think about in a moment, because unless you're a stickler for details, that wouldn't really come into your mind. But it all came together to sell the character of Rei. And although we only seen Rei a little bit in the episode where they show where the inspiration comes from, the actual anime, it feels like Maureen has become a different character. It feels like she really is this Rei character that she's portraying. Because again, it's the way she talks, it's the way she moves, it's her, playing into the whole Prince Charming thing. It all comes together, and you can see why everybody had the reaction towards Maureen. Like, I know we didn't get to see the other performances from other classes, but just from seeing this performance alone, you can understand how they won. It doesn't feel like they just won because they're the main characters. It felt like it was an earned thing.
Mm-hmm. It would have been interesting to see everybody else's. It's like, hi, my name is Joe, and boom, get him off stage.
You just see someone just all they did was put a bow in their hair or something. Maybe some blush makeup.
Yeah, I'm a girl. That man still got his 5 o'clock shadow. Disqualified.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would have been fun to see, but I know we didn't get to see that. But I agree. This is essentially, they both embodied the drive and the will to succeed. Both Gojo and Marin, where they were essentially just like, I guess Marin's a model, so she kind of like has maybe that acting chops to where she could become a certain character and whatnot. And Gojo, this is fairly new to him. Essentially he's doing the cosplay thing, but he's done a lot of those dolls many a time. So it's all of their efforts just coming together for this moment in the culture festival or whatever this was supposed to be. And yeah, they won. And you knew they won because it was written all over the chalkboard. First place.
Yeah. It was Gojo too, because the crowd was dazzled by Maureen, but Gojo too just had a moment of where he was completely enamored with Maureen, and he thought back to how he felt when he first picked up a Hina doll and was doing the makeup for it, which of course, like, Gojo's done Maureen's makeup, but I think what they were getting at was it's like looking at Maureen makes it reinvigorates his passion, where he's looking at where he looked at the Hina dolls and went like, this is my hobby, this is just a beautiful thing that I'm doing right now. And then he's looking at Maureen, he's getting those same feelings. So obviously this is to progress or make Gojo realize his feelings even more.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I guess on that front, we almost had some progression in that regard, but then the cop blockers come in and they're like, enough.
We got that cliche that we see in these romance animes all the time. Gojo, do you think you want to take some pictures with me?
We're taking pictures?
Take a picture. Hot dog, count me in. And I love it how she doesn't even like try to hide it either. She's like, No, I don't want you.
And then the fucked up part is they took Mari's money basically because they just go in there without her. I'm like, you didn't even pay for it.
Right. She puts in all this money, all this yen, and they're just like, taking the photos and everything. And she's just over here like, God damn it. I want to fucking punch somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. I also really like the fact that Gojo, even after all that hard work he did and just everything he accomplished, he was just like, I didn't really do all that much. I kind of just, I could have done more, whatever. But the class was like, dude, we need to celebrate. You are the reason why we fucking won. I forgot who said it, but one of the guys was like, we're not going to go to this party without the star of the party. And that not only gave him a warm feeling, it gave me a warm feeling too, because it was just like, oh, they appreciated the fact that he did all that stuff. Because how many times have we seen where, yeah, sure, Maureen was up there, she did the thing, she did the acting, whatever. But there's people working behind the scenes all the time, and I feel like they never get credit.
I mean,
Go
yeah, like even when you think of like movies, same thing happens there. Movie stars are going to get movie stars and directors are going to get the lion's share of the credit, but then you got people in the background, the writers, you got the makeup department. They got a big role in a lot of things and how those characters get sold to you, the public as well. A lot of people in the background don't get their acknowledgement. And yeah, Gojo gets his acknowledgement partly because I actually saw the whole process. They literally saw him transform Maureen into this character because, she had on the outfit and everything. And it was like, oh, that's cool. But she wasn't Rei the way she was on stage until Gojo took it upon himself to go, hey, can you come here and model for Maureen on how to be like a little more masculine? He gets a little, like the rainbow flower. He tries to learn how to do that. He just did everything in his power, every little detail to make sure she was as accurate as possible to that character.
Yeah. And he, he knocked it out of the park. Everybody else wanted him to go to the party just to celebrate. There was even a couple of girls that were like, I have so many questions for you. I'm sure some of them were like, we want your business card. I want to. And I always said this, Gojo needs to create a fucking business because he would be making bank.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know he has his passion for his dolls and everything, but he needs that side hustle to where he would, literally just, oh, you want to cosplay? Come here. Let me get your measurements, girl.
I do think, though, partly why he's so good at what he's doing is because it's for Maureen. Not to say that he couldn't do this before, because he's done this for other characters.
Yeah, but that one girl's sister.
Yeah, but I think for Gojo, he has to be very passionate about what he's doing for it to work. Because anytime he does these cosplay things or the costumes and makeup for Maureen, he watches the show himself every single time. So he wants to know the character, not only just to, get a better clue on how to make the costume, but it's to really, like the same way Maureen embodies the character with her personality, he kind of tries to get into their psyche and he tries to make the costume and makeup as like close to them as possible, because everything is not necessarily translatable in the anime, right? So yeah, I think for him, not to say he couldn't do it on a side business thing, but I think it would I think it would kind of like, sully's not the word. I feel like it would kind of water down some of his work, because then it's a matter of will he be as passionate about it,
That's true. That is very true. But I guess we'll never know because He's only ever done
loyal.
it for one other person. Yeah, and he's loyal. And he's in love. Because he was going to call her beautiful again. And he only calls people beautiful unless he really, really likes something.
Yeah.
He had to stress that out the first time. That's how he got her, by the way. You know, he got her by saying, "I will only call anything beautiful if I really mean it."
I have
and then
high standards.
Yeah, and then he just went, "Maureen, today you are absolutely gorgeous." And then Maureen was in love with him ever since.
You gotta respect it. You know, he's very straightforward, always honest. You know. But yeah, this was a good episode. You know, skipping the preamble. This is a pass, it's a very easy pass, so I don't think that will come as a surprise to anybody.
No, this was definitely, like I said, one of my favorite episodes. Just their passions coming to fruition, and also the girl that taught everybody how to grow a rainbow multicolored flower. Same voice as Momo from Dandadan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought she sounded familiar because I was listening to her. I'm like, whose voice is that? And I looked it up, and sure enough, I don't even know her name, but she's Momo from Dandadan. And I was like, dude, it's awesome. And she's also in fucking the summer Hikaru died. She's one of the, I think she's the main girl's friend.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, she's really getting her flowers this season because she voices Momo, and then now she's knocking down everything. She's the it girl. She's becoming that one girl, Amelia from ReZero.
Yeah. But let's leave you guys on the pass screen.
You pass this time.
All right. The next show that we're talking about is Sakamoto Days. This is episode 16. We basically continue on with the our Slur and Gaku's attack on the Ja headquarters. And yeah, they're fucking shit up.
Yeah, this was pretty much a giant, just like battle pretty much most of the episode. And people were getting fucked up. Gaku has, I don't even know what the fuck it is. It's like a mace, but it's like a staff. It's like a staff mace hybrid, which looks fucking cool. And he just spins it to block bullets and shit. I'm just like, you gotta love anime, where you just block bullets just by spinning really, really fast. But the highlight of this whole fucking episode was Takamura and his old ass mumbling and then just doing his sword, just destruction shit. Oh my god. That was so cool. Oh, here we go. Sasuke's about to... He's about to enter the ninja, the samurai. Here we go.
Just cuts a whole building in half.
Seriously.
Yeah, it was so yeah, Takamura, I mean, for me, I think all of the order is very interesting. All of them have unique fighting styles that make you pay attention to them. Also Osaragi with her like saw. You have Hyo, which we haven't really seen Hyo fight. We just seen him kill somebody. But Hyo has he's more, you can kind of tell just by how big he is. He's kind of like more of a brawler. Nagumo with his trickery and then, you know, his fucking what do you call that thing? Like a Swiss Army knife, a whole bunch of different shit.
Yeah, crazy weapon.
Yeah, then Shishiba with the hammer. But yeah, Takamura, he goes old school with the knife or with the sword, but you know, he's just so interested because you just think this old guy's out of it. And for whatever reason, he always knows the assignment. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. Man, he's really cool. Like I said, he's just some really old guy that just, it really does remind me of something from like Kung Fu Hustle or just some, I don't know, just really old school, just parody fighting movie or anime where it's just literally just crazy shit. You just, something you would not expect. You're just like, okay, yeah, crazy old man who could barely walk, his eyes fucking closed, he's mumbling to himself. Does this guy have dementia? Maybe. But he could still fuck shit up and cuts two henchmen out front like nothing. I mean, you think a part can do some shit. Man, this these guys were still barely alive when they got cut in two pieces because their floating heads were like, huh? like what the fuck happened to me?
Even the way he opens doors is extra.
Oh, it was like butter. He's just like, I was like, that's a sharp ass sword.
Yeah, and
that was cool.
And it's a proper way to power scale this guy too, because we see Gaku, who's just, he's under slur, so you, for that alone, you would imagine that he's strong, and he's destroying all the assassins in front of him, and it looks like he's just gonna do all this shit by himself practically. And then he runs into Takamura, and it's like, okay, what's gonna happen here? And Takamura is just pretty much destroying him. Like he cuts his fingers off, and then he ends up cutting off his arm. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And I love how Gaku was just like, I don't need my fucking arm. And he kicks his own arm at him.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I understand loyalty, but my God.
Yeah.
I would miss my arm.
You're not getting workers' comp for that, by the way.
Yes. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, I guess we can talk about Slur, who we find out his name, Uzaku or Uzaki,
mm-hmm.
and Sakamoto knows him. He used to be a fellow JAA assassin dude, I'm guessing, because he knows him. And yeah, that's kind of all we really know is that they knew each other in the past.
Yeah, so they haven't really covered this area yet. JCC. We hear about that, at the end of the episode, we hear that that's the next area that we're going to. Just without going to really spoiler territory, JCC is basically an assassin academy. So practically, just to dumb it down, I guess, they went to school with each other, because the whole jaw assassin thing, that's just their profession, but they've gone, actually, I guess a better way to say it is college. They went to college together. So, and then two, one thing that is stated, because we already know about Nagumo and Sakamoto's relationship, but if you saw the conversation with Sakamoto and Hyo, you know that there was another person there. There's a girl there that was a part of their group as well. So there's a whole bunch of weird stuff going on with this whole JCC past and Sakamoto's past. But yeah, Sakamoto, Uzuki know each other. And for some reason, he decided to be evil. We don't know why. If they used to be cool, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I don't know. Something tells me it would go like, if this is something that Slur was like expelled from or like shunned or something, it's probably something like an ex, I don't know, classmate trying to get back at the fact that, they didn't do the things his way, or I don't know, he didn't believe in Jaw as a whole, and I don't know, because he's talking about wanting to rewrite Jaw and to make things different, and it's just like, okay, what did they do that you didn't like? Is it the fact, because I would assume assassins kill no matter what, is it did Sakamoto break this man's heart? So you were supposed to be me, but he fell in love with someone else. Because I don't know. I don't think it's that, but it'd be funny if it was. But yeah, it's Slur's just trying to just uproot Jaw, it seems like, and just change it.
Yeah.
Reform it.
Yeah. We saw though with Uzuki, him press the button that he kind of don't want to press,
I heard you have a daughter now.
Mm-hmm. And that gets Sakamoto into a mode he's usually not in. One of where he kind of crashes out, doesn't really care about the consequences because he was kind of in murder mode, and Suzuki wanted this out of him because he kept talking about how he lamented, because Sakamoto has lost his edge.
You're fat now.
Yeah. So he's lost his edge already, but Suzuki, it's not just that he lost his edge; it was that he wasn't going in with the intent to kill, which which means that there's going to be a bit of hesitation in some areas. But Suzuki, of course, wanted the quote unquote best out of him, so he pressed that button and got Sakamoto in that mood. But Shin was ultimately the one to bring him back into the Sakamoto that we know.
I'm so glad that Sakamoto brought Shin in a part only for them to just not do anything.
I mean, part got his fucking arm cut off, so that's something.
I didn't I say that this man was gonna go there and he was gonna fucking die? Because we don't really we know a little bit of his past, but it's like, oh no, a part got his arm ripped off. I am so sad. No one cares that he's about to die. But Shin, the only good thing he did was at least kind of like snap Sakamoto back from his bloodlust. Mm-hmm. And he even tells him that at the very end, even though he doesn't tell him. He tells him, but he doesn't tell him.
That's always a funny thing. he just thinks it. He just uses Shin's power against him, where he just thinks it instead of just saying it.
Shin's just like, why couldn't you just say that? It's always funny, whether it be him killing him in his mind or saying something nice or I don't know, just any other thing. It's mostly the killing bit that makes me laugh.
So we got first and foremost, Takamura. He just forces Gaku. We don't know exactly, but
it's like he disappeared.
So his sword got broken during the fight, but he was still, it was still enough to cut off Gaku's arm. But he basically forces Gaku and Uzuki to retreat. Take from that what you will.
An old man made them both retreat.
Yeah. We don't know.
They were scared.
Yeah, we don't know how strong Takamura is, but given that, I would probably say he's one of the strongest in the series, if not the strongest character that we've seen thus far, just based on his performance.
What do they call him? The Phantom of Jaw or something?
Yeah. I think he called him the Ghost of Jaw, something to that effect, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I could see because he's like almost near death. He's probably old, and people are just like, oh, he's some kind of old phantom. That one dude that, I don't know, was like a double agent, so to speak, in Jaw. He kind of like lasted for 0.2 seconds before... I swear this man was dead, but then he goes ahead and pulls a grenade to sacrifice himself. I was like, boo, he got stabbed in the throat. He shouldn't be alive.
Yeah.
Because he got stabbed through the fingers, which was cool, so he wouldn't shoot, and then just up through the neck, and then I was like, I was watching it going, yeah! That was really cool fucking scene. Mm-hmm. I thought that was sick. But then this dude's just like, I'm so like, first of all, you can't talk. Your throat was stabbed. How are you fucking talking? And now you're live and you're gonna pull the pen? Boo. Bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, given his performance, Takamura's performance, it's just one of those moments where we got to get these guys out of here because logically he should probably just assassinate them.
Right, they'd be dead.
Yeah.
The whole book just ends right then and there. Well, that was a great manga. This old man just obliterates the main villain.
Yeah.
Or so we think. Unless there's more later on.
Yeah. But after all of that happens, Sakamoto's in the hospital. Shin is trying to reconcile with him, but he's kind of hesitating because he knows he didn't do well and, didn't listen. He almost got himself killed, which put Sakamoto at risk. That's what we see Hyo and Nagumo visit Sakamoto in the hospital, and they're trying to fish for information about Uzuki. And Sakamoto's like, nah, I want some information from you guys. He's trying to do this negotiation thing with them. And he tells them, you're a civilian, you're not part of this organization anymore. You can't receive information on this. You're supposed to just sit home and be with your family, which, I mean, you can get mad at the delivery and everything, but he's speaking candidly and he's telling him the right thing as, yeah, you need to be with your family. You shouldn't be worried about this random assassin guy. Like, obviously they have a past and, there's something more to it, but yeah, Hyo essentially tells him, just be with your family, man.
Speaks candidly as he punches him through a couple of walls in a hospital.
As guys should do.
But at least, yeah, and I love how nobody is freaked out by it. Like, this guy goes through like 4 walls, and this old lady's like, "Oh my, you're a big one."
They just they never miss an opportunity to call him fat.
I'm just like, they're in this universe. A fucking tower is falling and no one gives a shit. Someone gets knocked through some walls and people are treating it like another day in the life of whatever town this is supposed to be. It's just, another guy's just, what happened to him? Oh, it's transported through the wall, fingers cut off and shit. I don't know. Some metal guy is stuck to a CAT scan magnetism thing.
Carrying it with him. Like,
carrying it with him.
He's like, yeah, I gotta take this with me. I'll pay for it. Oh, okay.
Sign your name here. All right. Have a good one. See you. My God. Don't understand this universe.
Yeah. But Hyo ends up, because if you can tell, Hyo is kind of one of the more softer members of the order, where he seems to be like, you can kind of talk to him on a human level. He ends up leaking information to Sakamoto because he understands how serious he is about this whole thing. And obviously he knows the relationship that Sakamoto has to Uzuki. So he gives him the information and tells him, go to JCC if you want more information on him, which, that's what Sakamoto and Shin end up doing at the end of the episode. They're going back to school, which I don't know how that's going to work for Sakamoto because he's kind of not a student age, but yeah.
He'll somehow make them believe that I'm a teacher, and this guy Shin, he's a student. I have to bring him back or something. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure very soon we're going to get introduced to one of my favorite characters.
The girl?
No comment.
Is it a girl? Oh. Okay. Yeah. No, this is a really fun episode. I don't know what happened to Takamura. Like I said, he disappeared, but then Slur was starting to speak the mumbles. Like he was starting to, like he looked right at Sakamoto and was just habba, and then walks away.
Yeah.
I was just like, what did he do? Did he transfer his muttering on over to him? I don't know what could have happened, but something happened. I don't know where the fuck he went, unless he really did disintegrate into just a cloud of dust.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about him blowing up. I don't think there's a single person that thinks he's dead from that.
Right? No way. I mean, the explosion fucked up Slur to the point where he's just like, now I'm muttering. Damn it! What the fuck happened? Yeah. So fun episode. Really enjoyed the fights. I thought they did really well with the scenes, especially the cutting scenes, and just I don't know, just the straight up action was just it felt really smooth and stuff. I feel like the animation studio is doing pretty solid with this particular series.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it definitely could be better.
Sure.
I think serviceable is the word I'm frequently using when it comes to talking about the animation of the show. Where it's like it's not bad by any means. In some cases, it's actually good, but I think in general, it just doesn't. It doesn't wow you. This is not like One Punch Man season 1 or Jujutsu Kaisen. It's not one of those. But
solo leveling.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, you still have fun with it. So yeah, it still ends up being a good product.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. Second season's no, not disappointing. It's doing really well for itself.
Yeah. Well, it's not up for a killer pass, so we're just moving on to the next show, which is none other than Season 2, Episode 7.
Yep.
EA, I'm not gonna lie. When we first started this, I was afraid is not the word, but I was bored when we first started because I was like, are we doing this whole maid thing for like half the show again, or are we gonna get into like I don't know something fun? Because the main answer thing, I said it before, and this leaks into my enjoyment of the show overall or lack thereof. I just don't find a lot of the show that all that funny. So like when we kept getting the maid antic stuff, I was just like, just gotta wait for this stuff to pass, I mean, I thought it was relatable though when Momo kept looking at the clock, just waiting for her shift to be over. I was like, I've done that before.
For sure.
That I felt.
I just loved in the montage too how it got progressively like she was, starting the job, doing the hearts, doing the loves, and then as it got later in the day, you could tell her face started to grimace more and just, ooh, I'm ready to leave. I'm sick and tired of this shit.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a long shift for a high schooler.
Yeah, customer service in of itself drains you a lot of social battery and just energy.
Yeah, it
but
does.
I can imagine doing that job, where you have to always be chipper and upbeat and whatnot. Because you got to be level-headed and calm doing customer service. And you got to deal with a lot of grumpy people. But to always act like you're happy and you always got to show a whole bunch of enthusiasm and do embarrassing gestures like that. Yeah, that's gotta suck. Especially when it doesn't come natural to you.
For sure. Have you ever been in one of those maid cafes?
I will never, and I never will. I've said it before. I couldn't do it. The idea of it is too awkward. I'd just rather go to Hooters where I see titties.
I would get secondhand embarrassment if I was to go into it, just because, first of all, they're calling me master. Please don't call me master. then they do this where they act really cute, and then they'll be like, "This is with love. We got to do the superpowers." I would turn beet red if anybody does that to my food. Where I'm just like, I'm just trying to have a good time. I mean, I understand people pay to go there and they do that, but if some random person, like you said, like you go to Hooters and the Hooters waitress starts doing that stuff, I'd be like, "What are you doing? I don't want this."
Here's your hot wings with extra love, EA Nyon.
Oh my, yep. The tip is going away.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. It would just make me feel awkward. I don't want to be in that predicament.
It's weird because it's like I could go to a strip club, and I've been to strip clubs, and I've been fine with that. And I get it. I understand it. But I can't go to a maid cafe where then I would just be embarrassed the whole time. And it's like, does that make me weird?
I feel like with maid cafe, or at least like you and my like hesitation with it, I feel like with a strip club, you know what you're going there for, right? Like both of you, you both know what you're going there for, and there's less of the, I won't say there's no acting in it, right? But there's less of the dressing up of it. You know what I mean? Where it's like you can go to a strip club, you're there for the ass and titties. They show you the ass and titties. Cool.
Yeah.
You go to a maid cafe. What am I going there for? Am I going there for the cutesy whoopsie Oma rice with love thing? No. I'd rather just have the titties and the hot wings. So yeah, I think that's it. It's like, I don't know. I feel like we go to a maid cafe. We're just like, okay, yeah, this is just fake as hell, and it's awkward.
Yeah, I could never do it. I think I tried to do it once, and that was at an anime convention. I was like, because the sign was right there, and all I had to do was open that fucking door. I was like, let me, maybe. I guess I could try and see how it's like. I open it up, and I see, I think it was like these group of ladies all dressed up in the maid and everything, and they're doing these dance moves, and they're doing the hard things, and they go, hey, come on in. And I went, nope. And I shut the door. I shut the, like, I just see them dancing and just, I couldn't. I was like, and I think it was with my friend too. He's like, did you want to? I was like, no, I'm not going in there. It's too weird.
Yeah. What is good, Choco, in the chat? Real life maid cafe would be weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey there, Choco. But people go to it all the time. Guys, I mean, you saw in that montage, guys and girls were both just like, with Momo and all them, and I was just like, I don't get it. It's not for me. It never will be. You just
gotta be into it. That's all it really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides the whole May antics thing, they use this episode to, I mean, I guess this season really has been really good for this to progress to relationship between Momo and Okaroon. Okaroon decides to wait for Momo's shift to end. He ends up leaving, comes back to walk her home. They're holding hands.
Aww.
You know, everything went well, all things considered, with that exchange. And then this is when things start to, this is when the episode really starts for me. We see Gigi training to suppress evil eye, and it's working better, you know, when Seiko puts the soy sauce on them, room temperature. That's important because it seems the colder it is, the more aggressive evil eye comes to surface. But puts the soy sauce on him, he's able to retract evil eye. So he's getting better, you know, with his spiritual power and suppressing evil eye. And that gives us hope. It makes us think, okay, maybe he can live a normal life with evil eye inside of him. And then we get Ira antics.
God damn it.
And she ends up spilling like cold boba tea or some shit on him. And evil eye comes out again aggressively. Nobody's like super, because they had to be really on it if they wanted to work. Nobody's super prepared in that moment except for Momo, who's kind of already doing something. And as soon as evil eye comes out, because he already knows the deal, they've done this so many times where they've done a cold water, hot water thing on him. So as soon as he comes out, he sets up the house to shield him from the hot water, and it's like,
Yeah.
you guys fucked up, and immediately goes after Momo. I gotta talk about it because I gotta talk about it because I gotta ask, why did they do this? He just strips Momo's shirt for no, like he's like choking her out already, but then he does that, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Why did he just do that?
I hate humans, but I like to see them naked.
Yeah, just like, why did he just choke her out? Like that wasn't a necessary thing to do, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I thought the exact same thing too. But yeah, seems like Evil Eye is he's getting just more and more pissed and more prepared, and just literally like just shields himself, and like in cases Momo. He has it out for Momo for whatever reason. Not Okarun or Seiko or anyone else. Just, I'm gonna kill fucking Momo and strip her first, but I'm gonna kill her. And Momo, I don't know how you can have boiling hot water in your mouth for that long without swallowing or spitting it out, but she does it, and then just spits in his face, and Gigi's back to normal.
Yeah, and this is something I asked for maybe 2 podcasts ago, and we got it now. Maybe it was just last one, but what I wanted was exactly what we got here. I wanted Gigi to really feel the consequence and the weight of his decision, because we already said it before. It's a selfish decision. We understand why he made the decision. It's to his core being of being a kind person and wanting to genuinely help someone whose life he's seen. And that's important because nobody else has seen Evil Eye's life the way Gigi has. Because he's not just seeing Evil Eye as the evil entity that he is. He's seeing the kid that was basically abandoned and isolated, and he wants to reach out his hand and be a friend to him. But that comes at the cost and the risk of the people around him. And he's seeing that consequence bear fruit. He's seeing Evil Eye, who almost killed Momo. And I mean, everybody around him is at risk because of a little mistake, like tea being spilled on him, And
damn it, Ira.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like we're blaming Ira for that, but really the person that should be the person that should be blamed is Gigi, because the fact that she has to be this careful is that's his problem. He took on that responsibility, but it comes at that huge risk of everybody else potentially being killed because he's hoisting this evil entity inside his body. So yeah, it comes with that risk.
Why didn't he go for Ira? Why didn't he go for Ira first instead of Momo? I mean, he wanted to kill all humans. I mean, I guess true, he doesn't know her, but I don't know. If it would have went the other way, maybe I would have cheered him on.
Oh my God. Listen, I'm not really going to defend Ira this episode. Not that I've ever been a part of the Ira defense squad at all, but
it's more of a C tactics thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have any personal beef for her. He's just going after Momo because I guess she kind of shit on his plans.
How dare you with those hands? Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, this whole incident caused a rift between Gigi and Okarun, because when Gigi turns back, Okarun pushes Gigi away, to look after Momo, because of his increasing feelings for Momo. He's starting to, he's not really, I want to say that he's regretting what he said to Gigi, in that he wants to help him and he understands him his decision to not want Evil Eye to be exercised. But I mean, if anything, I think he's because what we saw in this episode, he tries to get stronger. He's taken upon himself to want to be able to stop Evil Eye. He sees it plays into his insecurity of his weakness in not being able to save Evil Eye or stop Evil Eye from doing what he did to Momo. You know, because he transformed, but he wasn't able to break through the house.
Yeah, this is definitely the weight and the actions of Gigi wanting to keep Evil Eye around. This all could have been avoided and ended last episode when the heavy metal rock band wanted to take him out, but no, Gigi had to be like, "Oh, I can do it," because I think immediately after this, we had like a conversation with what's the guy's name that is he reminds me of Rock Lee, but he has like the outfit of Bruce Lee.
Manjiro.
You know, he's having a conversation with Seiko, basically saying, "We can't keep doing this. We have to be realistic about this. You know, we gotta get him exercise because this is just gonna keep happening." And then Seiko has that conversation of, which I found to be kind of interesting, where she said, "Us as adults, we always have to pretend that everything's going to be fine, everything's going to be good. We have to put on this facade saying basically, hey, it's going to work out, it's going to be fine." But then I love his response and how he was just like, "Yeah, well, we're not kids, we're not stupid. We understand that there are some things that are you can't control, and this is one of those things."
Yeah, he tells her that she needs to, sometimes it's a parent's job to make kids see reality. And the reality of the situation is that Evil Eye right now can't be contained. That's not to say it can't be changed in the future, but right now, everybody's being put at risk as Evil Eye lays dormant in Gigi's body. And that's the reality of the situation. I do really like that this conversation was had. Partially just because I feel like this show does the whole gag thing with Seiko so much that it's really refreshing when they just make her they make her age be known and shown through her wisdom.
Like an adult.
Yeah. It's like we can actually see her for being the grandma she is in, you know, how she talks and, you know, her desire for Gigi to do what he wants, you know, it gives off that parental energy of her wanting a kid, her kid in this instance, because she's basically taking care of him like she's his parent. To do what he wants, but she knows in her mind that, again, this is coming at a huge risk. So it's like, what decision is she ultimately going to make? Is she going to take it upon herself to exercise exercise Evil Eye without Gigi's consent? I mean, because sometimes there is times where a parent has to save their child from themselves.
Yep. Sometimes you can't just sit back and let it happen. Sometimes you got to intervene.
Yeah. So it's an interesting position that she's in, and I appreciated her thoughts on it because it's obviously something that she's struggling with. It's not one of these things to where she's ignoring all the risk. I mean, she is the one who called the people to exercise to exercise Evil Eye in the first place. It's just that she wanted to respect Gigi's wishes, but at the same time, now it's getting a little too serious and real. And now it's getting harder and harder to keep things in check because even though Gigi is getting better with controlling his powers, Evil Eye is also getting stronger and he's getting more savvy as to, you know, stop their schemes and tricks.
Yeah. And when that shit starts happening, I don't care who you are, that needs to go. Because what's going to be next? You know, he doesn't waste his time with Momo and really strips her down and really tries to choke her out. I don't know. It just becomes really bad at that point. But I'm ready for the rock band to come back. I'm ready for the sequel to the first time that they were here. So I'm all ready for it. But I don't know. Something tells me they won't come back, unfortunately.
It is good, though, just to see everybody try to support Gigi's wishes. Seiko, with her hesitation to call in the rock band back, Momo with her quit thinking, and just in general how she treats Gigi. She never really blames him for anything that happened to her. And then with Okarun, even though he's having his rift with,
I was gonna say he's not really saying anything to him at this point.
even though that's a situation with him and Gigi, he's still trying to get stronger, partially not only to protect Momo, but also is to also honor Gigi's wishes, in that it's like, okay, I'll be a fall safe if you transform into Evil Eye, at least I will have the power to stop you, you know? So everybody is trying to work hard so that Gigi can get what he wants. And I feel like ultimately, if anybody does call that rock band back, I don't think it'll be Seiko. I think it would be Gigi. I think I feel at some point this is really going to weigh down on him. And maybe he doesn't go through with it, but I think that's going to be a thought in his mind. It's going to be a more frequent thing that he thinks about, because he's seeing the people around him being put at risk. And I know he made the decision he made, and it's not something that he regrets, in that, you know, he took his hand, but it's something that he feels that he's going to have to rectify at some point.
Yeah, it's you know, you could definitely tell from, especially when he's knocked back to reality and is just looking and seeing, you know, Okarun and Momo just like recovering, and she's like, I'm okay, and he's just like standing there just with that look on his face, like, God, I almost killed my childhood friend Momo. What the fuck's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? But yeah, it's crazy. Basically, Okarun, I think he was reading the manga The Fighting Spirit, Hajime no Ippo. That's what it looked like to me. And he was just like, what a way to learn how to fight than for that manga and whatever. So that's how you throw a punch. We get Turbo Granny. That's basically saying, you have my body and you're barely even using it to its full potential. Or not my body, but my powers body. I guess it's the same thing. Whatever. So I'm like, okay, he's going to get stronger with Turbo Granny. Oh, but who's that tailing behind them? Oh, right. It's Arya for some reason. Jesus Christ. So, I mean, thank God for Turbo Granny being there, or else I'd be very annoyed with these episodes, because at least she's there to put her in her place and say, shut up, skank, and all that stuff.
Oh, man. I mean, listen, like I said, I'm not part of the Ira Defense Squad. She was kind of annoying me at the end of this episode, just because it's like, all right, I get you want to get stronger, but I kind of don't want this whole Okarun simp thing coming. I don't want this part of comedy going into this serious training thing for Okarun. You know, it feels like we're detracting and distracting from things. But I mean, yeah, their goal, both of them, is to get stronger. And I do like what Turbo Granny had to say as far as where Okarun needs to go, or where he's lacking in using her powers, which is being too monotonous. In the way they were explaining it, it kind of reminded me, this is not going to make sense to anybody who's not played Yakuza, but there's this dance game in Yakuza, and you go the right direction, right? This is not going to make sense. You have there's a certain rhythm that you have to go through, you know, like Guitar Hero or whatever. There's a certain rhythm that you have to go through, and there's a certain amount of like steps that you can take in that rhythm. And the goal is to take as many steps before you get to that end note. And with Okarun, it's kind of like he's going from point A to point B. which, yeah, that's the thing. But with fighters like Iroh, when she's transformed into Silky, and fighters like Evil Eye, when they go from point A to point B, they're taking multiple steps in between that. Like they're moving and grooving. They're doing a whole bunch of movement. Okaruna is just going boop, boop, basically. I mean, she kind of explained it like that when she was playing the keys. But yeah, a great way to convey that information to the audience. And I think too, I really like this. This is going to be a weird thing to praise, but I really like when we have these training arcs, or when a character train, there is something like very tangible that they're missing that we're focusing on. Like, this doesn't just feel like some bullshit that they just made up. Like, oh, actually, you aren't using your power. You aren't concentrating hard enough on using your power. Like, what? Right. What the fuck does that mean exactly? No, that there's a very clear thing that Okarun is lacking. Now, would I have to like go back to previous episodes to see if that's really true? Maybe, but it probably is, just based on like, because what she's saying is he's not faster than you. You're just not moving enough with your speed. Like, you're not using your speed in the right way.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't he like, whenever he uses the powers and everything, if he like overexerts and everything, doesn't he like hurt himself when he does that? So maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's the whole, he's afraid if he goes too fast, he'll break a leg or arm or something, pull a Deku, and just, maybe he's just afraid. And I'm sure whatever, because we all saw what happened at the end of this episode, craziness. I'm sure it's going to kind of like be like training, but also fight these weird Beethoven ghost classical pianists or whatever. And yeah, I'm sure this is going to unlock a new level, like like Kaioken times 3 or something. This is what it's going to be.
It's and this is why Ira is brought here. Whether you like it or not, EA, this is why she's here. Remember, what is Silky's backstory?
Ballerina, and she
dancing,
because she's a ballerina, keeps in pace with everything. 1, 2, 3,
yeah,
1, 2,
dancing.
Yeah.
So she's the perfect partner for Okarun in this instance, who's moving very monotonous. Like he's up there just hitting the fucking robot and shit.
So this is essentially an arc about people who can't dance versus someone who can.
I mean, yeah, I mean, she's I mean, because Turbo Granny can't, she doesn't have that power anymore. So she's a fucking cat right now. So she can't really direct Okarun as to what he needs to do. So you have Ira, who's a dancer, Okarun, who needs a dancing partner, and now you have music majors, evil music majors in the background. It is the perfect setup. It's the perfect setup for the
tango.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna.
You are a real hater.
I am. I'm a part of the hater players club or whatever. It's gonna be, all right, grab my hand and 1, 2, 3. What? They're gonna be dancing a tango. They're gonna have a fucking rose in their mouth, giving it. Oh, I'm gonna lose it.
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see how because they're not gonna do it in a way where I at least I feel, I don't think they're gonna do it in a way where Okarun is copying Ira, like her dancing, because then it would make her feel kind of irrelevant, because if he has the speed and he has her dance moves, then like what would be the purpose of her fighting? But I do think she's going to be able to get Okarun to move more loosely, because I think that's the issue, where he's not. He has to incorporate more movement in his speed, because the whole thing of Turbo Granny coming into this thing, because you're talking about the Ebo thing, he's thinking like, oh, I gotta punch hard to you. No, that's not it. You just need to move more when you're attacking.
Yeah.
Like put some more, like put a kick in there. I don't know, like swing your arms like fucking Crash Bandicoot. Do some crazy shit like that.
Yes, please do a Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Also, yes, Choco, this Ira agenda is nasty.
Yeah. This I didn't really like the start of this episode, but it's kind of like the opposite of last episode, because I was like, oh, this is really cool in the first half, and then the second half I'm like, okay.
Oh, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Also, before we finish this off, Okarun was getting taken by the girls again, and all he did was say, "No, I want to stay," and they let him go. All he had to say was, "Please let me go," and they would have stopped from the beginning.
No, because the only reason they let him go is because they thought it was a chance for him to get with Momo. That's all they wanted the entire time. That's the reason why they brought him there in the first place, so they could go, oh, also, look, Okarun, look at your girl as a maid.
Also, where were they gonna go after that?
I don't know. Karaoke.
They were gonna take him to some dungeon and do some things with him? Oh my god. If I was Momo, I would have been pissed. First of all, she's got shitty friends. I would not like those friends. Yeah. I mean, come on, those friends literally taking your boyfriend. Well, I guess not really boyfriend, but someone that you really like, and they're about to take him to the dungeon. I don't know what they were going to do. They were going to do something. Maybe they were going to like do makeup and like dress him up or something. I don't know.
They probably
because I question that.
They probably just going to tease him about liking Momo and stuff. Like they know he likes Momo. They know Momo likes him. So it's just that whole thing, them teasing that relationship, because they know it's a thing, but they won't admit it.
Oh my god. I know what would have had them go away, running, screaming, and crying. All I had to do was fart.
What? Oh, that did happen in the show. I forgot that happened in the show.
Just fart right in their face. And I mean, he already farted right in the face of the woman he loves. I mean, just imagine he could just do the same thing with them, and they'd be like, "Ew, gross." And that would have been that.
Please don't bring that back. Keep that in episode 1 or 2, wherever it happened.
I think it was episode 2.
No.
Because that's when she was teasing him. Because she found out his real name at the end of the first episode. Mm-hmm. It was Ken Takamura, or whatever his real name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, oh yeah, this is episode 7. So, that is it for Dandadan. Very enjoyable episode. I'm liking the direction of the story, and I hope that we get a cool training moment for Okarun and Ira. But it is time to move on. It's time to move on to Kaoru Hana, episode 6. This is our killer past week. And to no surprise, this show is not in danger.
Is it?
No, it's not. This is.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm like 100%. Unless you have like a mind control thing to make me kill it, I'm pretty sure this is going to keep going on the podcast.
You're getting very sleepy. When I snap my fingers, you're going to hate this show. Snap.
So, the show's still great. Didn't work.
Oh,
sorry.
damn it.
I resisted it. So let's go here first. Let's go here. Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay, which is it?
Was EA right with the whole?
All right.
Yeah. What was EA right about the whole Subaru liking Kaoru thing?
Oh, I love it when I'm right.
No, I'm asking the question because I got my own thoughts, but I'm asking, was EA right?
I mean, I think she likes her, but maybe not in that way. And the only reason I say that is because I think, and this is essentially what the whole episode was about, is that Subaru lacks confidence in herself, and she doesn't, thus making her not like herself. And when she is around Kaoru, who is very much just this ball of light and joy, that gives her hope and like makes her happy. So if anything, she's just she's happy to be around her. I don't know. I mean, we did have a scene where Kaoru was, you wrote it in here, not me, motorboating her. And I'm like, I didn't even notice that the first time, but then I went back and watched it. I went, she did. In the playground, she was just like, "Oh, Subaru, how dare you?"
I love you, Subaru.
And Saru, I keep saying Saru. I'm mixing Subaru and Kaoru's name together. Subaru was like, oh, what are you doing? Oh my god! And Kaoru was like, let this happen. Just let it happen. It just turns into a different person.
Just don't ruin the moment.
I've been wanting this for a while.
So, okay. I think this is gonna go in a couple different directions. First and foremost, I think this episode made it clear that the Subaru and Kaoru thing is platonic. I don't think they were ever trying to go in that romantic direction, but you could see why someone would think that, especially given how things kind of started, because you get the idea of maybe she's jealous of Rentaro and Kaoru's relationship. But this episode made it clear that the feelings were feelings of admiration more so because of what you talked about already, about her lacking confidence and Kaoru being that beacon of hope and light. If for all my Hunter x Hunter fans, this is very akin, at least to me, of Killua and Gon's relationship in that show, where Killua is very pessimistic and dark nature, and then he looks at Gon, who's optimistic and is always, he's very shonen protagonist-esque, and then he looks at him like a ball of light. That's how I see this relationship with Subaru and Kaoru. Now, this is the other direction I want to go with it. I feel like when we, and it's going to sound super weird coming from me, but I'm gonna cover everything up. Don't worry, I got my bases covered. I feel like when we look at a relationship like Subaru and Kaoru, and then we label it as, man, they obviously gay, they like each other, they just don't want to admit it. I feel like that negates how beautiful a platonic relationship is. I feel like that kind of spits in the face of just genuine friendship and how layered it can be, because you can have these feelings for somebody and it not be romantic. I feel, and again, because I have the whole Yuri thing, right? But when we talk about characters who are like, obviously they gay for each other, blah, 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 blah. It's usually because the story just shows something very romantic with the two characters, and they're kind of just too afraid to let that be a thing. I don't think that's the case with this show. I think, again, they made it very clear that these two are in a platonic relationship, and their feelings of love for each other goes as deep as friendship. And I think in some instances, friendship is deeper than romantic relationships sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think when shows when we have a series show this depth of friendship, people look at it as it has to be romantic, because this is just, nobody would talk about their friends like this. But no, if you really have a friend you truly care about, they would be kind of on the same level as a romantic partner, or if not, in some cases, you would think of them better sometimes, because a lot of times you know your friends longer than you know a lover. Sometimes that just that's the thing that happens. You know, you have childhood friends, and then you have somebody that you meet later in life that you end up with. But yeah, I really think
true.
this show showed the depth of friendship in a very, I won't say unique, but I guess this is the word always with the show, in a very refreshing way, in that it has a lot of depth to it. It doesn't need to be romantic. Not to say that the show tried to do that, but yeah, it was just it was really cool. We're gonna talk more about Subaru and Kaoru and Rintaro individually, but I felt that needed to be addressed first.
No, that's a good way to explain it for sure. I mean, these are two friends. Not, I mean, they're ladies and they're friends, and this isn't Rock is a Lady's Modesty where there's heavily implied stuff like that.
Now that show just gay. that's just gay. Like
that is Yuri bait.
The stuff that goes on there is just There ain't no friendship there.
For sure. Yeah, it's a lot of friendly ships with benefits. I don't know. But this it was sweet in a way. It definitely cemented the friendship, but also we had maybe a confession in episode 6.
Yeah.
What?
Pretty much.
I mean, Subaru, as you know, they're kind of having a back and forth because Subaru, essentially, this is how the whole thing started. Subaru didn't hide the fact that she talked with Rintaro and basically said, look, I know this has been eating away at me. I basically told Rintaro to not see you anymore because I care about you. And I'm sorry, I hate myself. I care about you so much. And Kaoru was basically just saying, you know, I care about you too. I mean, you didn't even have to tell me. I would have never even fucking known.
And I felt like that was such a great moment because that it's kind of inconsequential, right? Like her telling, Subaru telling Kaoru that, hey, I tried to keep Rintaro away from you. She didn't need to say that because the situation already passed, and it's not like it's not like, given Kaoru's personality, it's not like she would have thought Subaru was the worst person ever. Like, I don't think anybody would have expected Kaoru to look at Subaru after hearing that and go, "Oh, you bitch, I hate you,
you disgusting
slut.
Little skank ass."
Yeah, like, but for Subaru, for Subaru, she felt so much guilt because she cares about Kaoru that much that she kept feeling a weight of keeping that a secret from her, and those feelings of like, for her, it felt like betrayal for her to go behind her back and, you know, try to get this guy that she's obviously happy with to stop talking to her.
Yeah. And then, they do have like a nice talk back and forth, basically just, you know, showing how much they care for one another. They have flashbacks, they have their affection and whatnot. Subaru basically just asks her flat out, do you like him? Or do you love him? And without even hesitating, she says, yeah, I love him. And I was like, episode 6, boys, we have a love confession. Even though it's not directly to the guy and or girl, it's still a love confession.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're saying it pretty much every episode. This has been a very refreshing romance anime. When I get the whole high school setting, it's always something that I meet with a level of jadedness because it's just like,
oh, here we go.
You know the tropes that you're going to get. You know the type of characters you're going to get. the roadblocks that are to come with the relationship. Why aren't these two together, even though they like each other? Because we got to have a love triangle plot.
Yep.
Why are they not together?
Yep.
Because I don't know, the daddy doesn't want some poor kid with his daughter or something. Why aren't they together?
My daughter's not gonna marry my poor kid.
No, boy Chidori taking my girl out. Not my Kikyo girl.
No.
But yeah, it's always stupid shit like that. It just makes you groan because you're just tired of it. And I don't think this show is doing anything crazy, but it's just refreshing. It brings back that feeling. It makes me feel like I can just trust this show. I don't have to just worry about tropes and stupid shit. Last episode, when we got to the end of this, in a normal romance show, I would just go, fuck.
Damn it.
Because as soon as Subaru says, hey, Kaoru, we gotta talk, I'm just like, fuck, they about to she about to say something to upset her. Now Kaoru and Rentaro aren't going to be talking for at least 2 episodes. Because you always get the same formula. But last episode, I was like, yo, we both felt this way. This show has built up enough trust to where we're like, even though in most situations a show like this would be in danger, especially that this episode being episode 6, we'd be like, uh-oh, I hope they don't do no stupid shit. But we were kind of going into it with confidence, like this show has built up good credit and it has shown that it is not a lightning rod for a whole bunch of BS drama. Not to say that it doesn't have drama, but the drama leads to something other than just hey, put a halt to the relationship. Because that's the issue with a lot of the drama and roadblocks, is that it's only there for characters who obviously like each other to not get with each other immediately, to drag shit out. That's the issue.
Yeah, because that's the whole point behind these stories and I guess relationships is once they get together, that's it. Case closed. Fairy tale ending. Yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we've stressed this many a different times. It's like, while that's cool and whatnot, I always feel like it's more interesting while you're in a relationship. Because to me, that's the struggle. Not the struggle, but just the mystery behind it. Will they like each other? Can they get used to each other's positives and negatives, their quirks, their habits? He's messy. She's different in person. You know what I mean? Living with them.
And it's so weird because with a lot of these series penchants for drama, being in a relationship, I feel, breeds the most drama. That's when you get stuff like jealousy. You get stuff like where you're saying dealing with someone's habits, things that you didn't notice before because you're so much in the puppy dog love phase where you're just loving everything about them, but then you're starting to notice, I kind of don't like that about them. And then you're struggling with how to confront them on stuff like that. Job issue. It could be a whole bunch of things that series talk about with characters being together, and they don't tap into it for whatever reason.
Yeah. One of these days, whenever it happens, I want to see an anime do a breakup anime or manga or whatever. I feel like that would be and I'm not I'm not talking about the one that you suggested, because I know you suggested that one. That one is really good, but I don't know if you've ever heard of the movie called The Breakup. It has like Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston. It's actually a really good movie about the falling out of a relationship and then, having those moments where you remember the person and you try to maybe get back together with them, but then you remember why you broke up with them to begin with. And it's kind of like the ebbs and flows of that. And then, I mean, you're probably never going to watch it, so I'll just say it. I don't care. Spoiler. At the end of the movie, they see each other years later And guess what? They don't get back together. They are happier. They are respectful. And they just go, good seeing you. And then just go their separate ways. And I'm like, that's really good. Because I've seen so many of those where it's just like, I don't know. They get back together at the end or, oh, I missed you. No, it's a real movie just about like a breakup. I'm not saying I want to see it all the time, but every once in a while, those are just interesting to see.
Yeah, and this is the last thing we'll talk about with this general topic before we get back into the show. But with what you're saying there, I think what makes that interesting is that you grow in these relationships. You grow, and sometimes you're just not a good fit for each other, and that's a sign of your growth. Because
Correct.
people immaturely try to hold on to things that don't really have a foundation, and that's the issue. But you have these breakups, and that gets you to not only learn about your partner, but that gets you to learn about yourself. Some people don't know themselves fully when they get into relationships, and then they start to go like, oh, I don't really like that when people do this, or this is how I can express myself better next time. And yeah, you just get to learn more about yourself and grow for future relationships. And that's fine. But yeah, typically in these romance anime, it's like the first person they see is the person they're going to get together with. They're going to stay together, always be happy. And it kind of just neglects a whole side of the relationship. It's like you only see the sunny side, and when there's a lot more to it. And that's not to say that we want all negative stuff. We want to see,
right?
No, but it's just to say that we want a more like realistic depiction of what relationships are, I guess, because in the ugliness you can see beauty, because that's where you have the growth.
For sure. Yep. Real quick, Choco says Subaru is a fan favorite, and the show is approximately 12 to 13 chapters in. Wow. I don't know if that means every chapter is really long or or if they're just really adapting it well. But that's interesting.
That's pretty normal. Two episodes, or two chapters an episode. That's pretty normal.
Oh, that shows you what I know about anything. But okay, let's get back into the show. Guess we could talk about Rentaro comes into play. He gives old Kaoru a call. Well, he sends her a text, and he did the whole. All right, I'm gonna send the text. Oh God, why did I send that? Shit. Oh, okay, it's out there. It's in the universe. All right, let me give her a call.
Yeah.
And then calls her, talks to her, and everything. It's like, hey, do you have Subaru's number, or do you? Oh, she's right next to me. Go.
And side note, I feel like that'd be a very weird thing to ask. Like, hey, you know that one friend that I seen that one time? Can you give me her contact info? What?
Wait, what?
For what?
I'm sorry.
I can't tell you.
Right, exactly. Wait. And because she in his mind, the last time that Kaoru saw them together, it was kind of like a tense situation.
Yeah.
So it's like, what does this man plan to do to her?
Is he gonna beat her ass? Is he gonna try to kiss her? Like, what is going on?
Is he moving on from me to this new girl?
Yeah,
exactly.
Kaoru being Kaoru, we don't know if she thought anything of it, but she ends up, doing it. So there's that.
Yeah. Oh, she's right here. Here. Let me give the phone to her.
Yeah.
What? What did you want? Oh, meet me at this park tomorrow. Alone. And don't stare at the kids. They're gonna think you're a creep.
Yeah. So they end up getting into contact with each other, and I really, really like this part of the episode because Subaru essentially tries to get, or Subaru. Rentaro tries to get Subaru's blessing on him and Kaoru's relationship. And the reason why I like the way they did it is because I don't feel like this was him necessarily like begging for her approval. It's more so of him going, because like they could have did this when this first happened, right? And it would have felt wrong. But I think the way they did it, in that when she first asked him, stay away from Kaoru, and he's like, fuck no. Hell no. I think it's good this way because we got to see that visceral reaction of him, the idea of him staying away from Kaoru. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. But then he thinks about the moment in totality. He's like, I mean, I understand how much Subaru or Kaoru cares for Subaru, and it kind of feels weird for me to try to ignore someone who's so close to her. So at the very least, I want to see what I can do so that everybody can be okay in this situation. You know, it doesn't come off as like, I need you to I mean, it kind of is in this way where he's kind of like asking a parent for her hand in marriage. But no, it was more of like a respectful thing on the side of Rentaro, and I liked it.
And when he did all that and he even bowed and everything, I forgot exactly what she said, but she was just like, Kaoru, you got yourself a nice, you've fallen in love with a really nice man here. So I'm jealous. I regret saying I hate all men. No, she didn't say that. But
maybe they are.
I just like maybe you never know. But no, it's the fact that she kind of already knew, and wasn't really keeping it. She wasn't letting him know that, not until like way later in the conversation, whatever. That me and Kaoru already talked about this, so you're all good. But I think that was the realization that once he was like really just like laying it on, saying, "What can I do to make this relationship work? I don't want you to be mad. Since you're Carl's friend, care about her, she cares about you. I don't want us to be on bad terms." And that's when she was just like, God, you roped yourself a good one here, man. You got yourself a good person. He may look scary and tall and a delinquent, but my God, is he a good person at heart. And I think ultimately this is going to change her perspective on men.
Just from the pattern of the whole love-hate thing that we kind of see, that whole trope, I would not be surprised if she got closer to Rentaro's boy.
Face?
What is his name?
Hold on, I'm gonna look.
Saku.
Yeah, Saku. That's the one.
In general, those two need to make up, just because, like, Rentaro was close to him. They had that whole spat, and they never really apologized to each other. So I wouldn't be surprised, not saying it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if they went in that direction of having those two characters get closer to each other. I could see it. But no, not only is Rentaro asking for Kaoru's blessing because he knows how much Kaoru cares about Subaru, but it's also too because the whole other angle is the not seeing each other thing in public, because he's a Chidori boy, she's a Kikyo girl, they aren't meant to be, nobody wanna see us together, that whole thing, right? So he's asking for tips on how does, because he cares about Kaoru in the sense that even though he wants to be with her, he doesn't want to ruin her scholarship just being selfish and wanting to see her. Like, he cares about her on the level of, even if I'm not the one to bring her happiness, I want her to be happy. It's like that type of love and care. So he's like, all right, how can we work this to where, I accommodate her future and us not being seen in public? Like, what can I do? And she's like, just kind of go a little farther away, so that the Kikyo girls or Chidori boys will see you together, and that'll probably work. So yeah, that's the advice she gives her. And then some kid basically, he's like a plot device.
Pretty much.
To solidify
Same
them,
kid.
Yeah, to solidify them as friends. He's like, hey, you guys, and I thought this was weird too, because I feel like a kid in this situation would normally look at a girl and a guy being together and be like, hey, are you guys like going out or something? But no, he had to go like,
yeah,
hey, you guys are good friends. And I'm like, oh my God.
You failed. Well, this is a Killer Pass episode, and you fumbled at the finish line, guys.
Oh
man.
My God. But
hey, are you guys insert friends label here?
But I do like the moment of Subaru just, asking Rentaro, does he want to be friends? And I'm like, how many times have I seen that in the anime of somebody asking to be somebody else's friend? Like maybe like them as kids, I've seen that, but
yeah,
no, not at this age. That's not a thing I usually see.
Yeah, she just was like, once I have more confidence in myself, you want to be my friend? And with the wind flowing and everything. And he's just like, whoa, where's this coming from all of a sudden? And she says, that's a secret. And then the episode ends. And yeah, that was the thing. But yeah, that I agree. I don't think I've seen anything like that where they're at that high school level where it's like, you want to be my friend? Yeah, okay.
Sure.
What's the catch? Are you gonna murder me in my sleep? What's happening?
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it for this episode. I said it before, it's my favorite show of this season. It continues to be. I don't know if I like this episode more than my Dress Up Darling episode. Doesn't matter. Both were great episodes. This show has just been on a incredible run. And I'm excited to see what we get next episode. But Killer Pass, I made my position clear. So
Well, Satsuki, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it doesn't even matter because you already passed it.
I was about to say.
I'm gonna have to. So you know what? I'm gonna throw a wrench in it, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna pass it. What do you think of that?
I think you're out of your mind, but
wait a minute. No, I meant kill. No, I'm kidding. I like the show too. This has been a good show.
You pass.
All right. It is passed. We have one more show to talk about, and that is none other than The Summer Hikaru Died. Episode 6. Fuck. The blood splatter on the screen.
That's Hikaru. Yeah, that's Hikaru dying apparently.
Yeah, Killer Pass week for this show. The episode starts off with a very heavy-handed anecdote where they talk about this story of a guy struck by lightning and there being another guy. They just related to the whole Hikaru thing. And I was like,
yeah,
I don't know if you needed
get it.
Yeah, I don't know if you needed a heavy-handed story like that, because it was just like whenever a series do stuff like this, I'm like, at least change it up a little so it's not that obvious that it relates to what's the current situation. But it was like one for one the same situation. He was struck by lightning,
right?
And it's another person, and the other person died, and is that person really the other person now?
Right, just on the nose when it comes to just the description of what's going on. It's like, oh, I wonder if that's any different than what's happening in this show right now. Roll credits.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's here to just get Yoshiki thinking, what defines a person's death, what defines a person's life, because he's they're in the of course in the idea of Hikaru. Is Hikaru still alive? I mean, from the perspective of other people, yeah, he is. From his perspective, he's kind of like no, but kinda, because he has his memories and he looks like him, so he might as well be him, but he's still not him exactly. So yeah, that's the whole dilemma we're faced with this episode. I mean, it does. I will say that idea does come back later in the episode that kind of justifies it, but again, it was just not that I hate it. It was just heavy handed,
Yeah, just like I said, this is very on the nose when it comes to what they're talking about. It's like, gee, I never thought of that. Even though this guy's been told to his face, the closer you get to this monster, the more shit's gonna start happening to you. Crazy bitch doesn't know what she's talking about. I'm gonna go ahead and stick my hand in it
and take a bath with him.
I'm gonna take a bath with him, stick my hand in it, and take my shirt. No, wait, did he? I don't know. I think that's the extent of what he did to Hikaru. Was stuck his hand inside him twice, and then took a bath with him.
Yeah.
Well, it ain't right.
And then how does Hikaru repay him? He's sniffing other girls' gym clothes. Well, I guess it's really his gym clothes, but he's sniffing the gym clothes of a girl that borrowed it.
Oh yeah. Just really going in there. And what's the girl? Asako.
Yeah.
She's basically like a tomboy. She's kind of like a, taller. She's like, oh, the girls' clothes don't fit. I'm like, okay, so she's kind of, I wouldn't say muscly, but she's like a bigger, and not fat, but like she's taller and probably stronger than most of the boys and other women, and maybe tomboyish.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I actually think it was Yuki, because I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure it was Yuki who did it, because there was like the arm wrestling thing that happened. I'm pretty sure it was Yuki, not her.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was Asako. I thought she was the arm wrestler.
Let me look it up, because I know it was one of the girls. I just don't know. Let me see.
Because Yuki is also voiced by Momo.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those.
Like I said, she's having a breakout season this year.
No, it was Asako.
Boom. That's what I'm saying. I think she's tomboyish.
Yeah. Shorter hair too.
But we find out a lot about her this episode, but I'm not gonna get to that just yet, because we had the Hikaru sniffs. Hikaru invited everybody, all of his friends, to his home, which I think this is the first time we're seeing the home, and if not, I don't remember the other time. But essentially, because Yoshi's going through the home and he is having huge memories of just like, wow, this is where Hikaru used to live. Yeah. This is where I remember him when he was alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just goes on a whole nostalgia trip, which, that leads him to find some mysterious note. He read a bit of it, but I don't think there was really enough to make out exactly what it all meant. But that's probably going to, lead into some
probably
drama.
How he died.
Oh.
Right, because he was supposed to do something with a shrine or something. I can't remember. True. I'm pretty sure what that is something that led to his death. That's my guess.
You're right, too, because of how the condition the paper was in. Like, it was, I forgot how he described it, but it was probably, we know the weather conditions were bad when he died. So yeah, that's probably what it was. He probably wrote some stuff down, put it in his pocket. Hikaru took it back home, maybe put the paper in there, not knowing what it really meant. And then, so yeah, that's going to come into play for sure later on, but we just don't know in what form.
Yeah, don't know. But we got a fireworks scene this episode. Not so much the traditional looking up and, the fireworks. No, they were just at the house, just lighting them up.
Yeah.
just doing some stuff. What was that
Infinity!
one guy saying? Infinity. That's what it was. Infinity. And I love how he said, "Wow, his English is really good."
I mean,
Not
yeah.
to say it was bad, but it was good. But usually, whenever you hear that in anime, wow, his English is good, and then you hear it, and it's just really bad. It's just like, a pella.
Yeah.
Can you help me to the library? But no, it was. Oh, that was funny. I love that infinity scene. But I'm thinking Asako. Well, maybe not anymore. But let's just say before. Actually, okay, no, I'm wrong altogether. Ignore that. Asako. It kind of like made me think originally. Oh, Asako kind of has a thing for Hikaru, and it wasn't so much that as it was she's just curious about Hikaru because she asks him a question because they're walking to, I guess, a store to get ice cream or something.
Yeah,
They had to leave.
they went for a lighter.
It was a lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. And they're just like, yeah, let's go and get one. That happens. Asako just flat out just says it. You know, are you Hikaru? And then Hikaru just freaking does the eye thing that he does so well and just gleeps his juices onto her. I'm sorry. I let me rephrase that. He does that weird thing. It's like the gray and black color that comes out of his body.
Yeah.
I don't know what that does because I know that that's what was introduced and what essentially became that, you know, Hikaru that he is right now when he was dying, and then he did the same thing to Yoshiki one time, and then he was doing the same thing to her. Like essentially, it was, I think, gonna just kill her because oh shit, she found out about me. But yeah, we find out that Asako is a lot more than meets the eye. She could see dead people.
Yeah, and it's something they already like alluded to when they were in that forest because she was aware of the spirits that existed in the forest, and I'm pretty sure they even cited her hearing then as well. So yeah, that was already a thing, but we got to see it in a fuller capacity because we get to see that she comes from a family that can do this. Her grandma was able to see spirits, and she was able to hear them. In which case, she actually saved Yuki's life from telling her to stop when, of course, classic anime. There's a random car that just decides to dart down the street.
If I had a fucking nickel for every kid that gets killed by a car. But at least this time it was a car. It wasn't a truck.
Baby steps. It's just always a funny thought to me because we don't know why that person was driving like that. The person who drove like that, they have no consequences. They're not going to jail. Nothing.
And they even have a sign that says, "Watch out for kids. Slow the fuck down." And they're like, "Fuck your sign," and then they just drive right through it.
Not only he's driving fast, but erratic too. It's like, what exactly were you rushing towards? But yeah, we don't find that out.
Oh god, I gotta drive right through this fucking park, or else I'm gonna be late for my happy ending massage. I mean, don't know.
Maybe his job was to kill the kid. It's like, I gotta fucking run her over.
Oh,
quick!
Oh my, he was an assassin.
Or maybe that was on this bucket list. I have no idea.
Like, okay, I'm going to end this little girl's life. I'm sorry. It's either he's just fucking like Jigsaw. It's the rules. You have to die.
You must kill the little girl if you want to survive. You have 24 hours.
Or else I will destroy your pinky toe.
I mean, Jigsaw was doing some shit
It's
like
my Pinky Toe or you.
he did do some shit. I forgot. What is it? Saw 2? Where he had like. Have you seen? Yeah, I think it was Saw 2. Where he was
I've
making.
seen pretty much most of them.
Yeah, he was like making the dude like kill somebody else, and I was like, what the fuck? Isn't that like against?
Yeah, I'm trying. I feel like he did that in the sequels. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3, but yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I was like, wasn't the thing about the will to live? Why are you making people kill each other? But he's
I mean, once they got into the sequels, right? They just kind of were making it up at that point. when Jigsaw was fucking dead, it just that was it. We have a double Jigsaw copycat killer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, annoying, but so anyway, that flashback shows that she can see dead people.
Mhm.
Yoshiki doesn't like the fact that happened because he saw all this. Luckily, good thing he was there, or else she would have been dead. Maybe, possibly.
It's funny too because the reason why he came there in the first place because he wanted ice cream. That was it. He was like, man, it's fucking hot. I gotta go tell him to get some ice cream. If it wasn't for
man, ice cream sounds good. Hey guys.
If it wasn't for that ice cream craving, she would have been dead. Which,
yeah, oh my god, yeah, for sure. And this is—I'm not even gonna lie. This is the kind of the part where when this part happened, I was just like, as if you didn't already fucking know. When Yoshiki was like, "Did you kill the old lady?" No shit. Did you think someone like? I honestly thought he knew the whole time.
To me, I don't think he was asking that to. I don't think to him that was a surprise. I think he was just putting out on the table because he tried to run from it. Like there's no way the reason he brought that up is because that was already in his mind. But it was just like confirmation of like, you really are a monster. I'm trying to ignore it, but you really are a fucking monster. So
my friend really is fucking dead.
Yeah. Because he keeps trying to. He knows what situation he's in. He knows he shouldn't even be trying to treat him like Hikaru or trying to teach him the way of human, But he can't. He needs Hikaru, so he'll ignore what he has to. So he's in a paradox basically.
Yeah, and the same with Hikaru. He needs him because, like, he asks. Well, Yoshiki basically said, "Does that mean that I'm just a human to you too? That you're just gonna kill me too?" And Hikaru's just like, "No, I like you. You're not bad. Everyone else is shit, but I like you."
And that's the interesting part because for him, his idea of life and death is very unique because to him, life and death are practically the same thing because we learn, at least in this world, spirits, a soul doesn't leave Earth. It essentially stays there. So that's why we keep having these weird ghosts and spirits here and there, because when people die, it's just that their form changes essentially. They go into the spiritual world, their form changes. They're still here though. So for him, Hikaru was like, "Oh man, I'm just gonna send her to the spiritual world. Like, it's like a vacation, bro. It's not that serious."
She's just gonna be gone a week. She'll be back.
Yeah, you're overreacting. But honestly, like the way he even approached her, like looking super evil and everything. I feel like it's this weird thing where it's all like a survival instinct almost. It feels like an animal where he just turns that on. Like anytime he's at risk, it's not even that he consciously or like maliciously thinks of doing something. It's just that he just goes like, okay, I need to do this now.
Yeah.
So, and that's not to say that he doesn't think about it, because he obviously knew what he was doing. Because even when, Yoshiki was like, were you really about to, he was like, kind of, bro, but it's not that serious. Like, so
come on, it's a little hors d'oeuvre. What's the big deal?
Yeah, come on, man. You never seen someone get murdered? Come on, don't be new to this. Like, you got me. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, luckily, Asako wakes up and she's just like, "Oh, I think I had too much ice cream or whatever the fuck it was. I had way too much fun. Oh my god, Hikaru, you are," and then you think it's possessed by a ghost. I'm safe. That's essentially what he's. Thank God she thinks I'm just possessed. Oh, thank God.
Car like fucking got her. Yes.
Yes. Oh, thank God. I have to eat her. And then Yoshi's like, "Oh yeah, I believe you. There ain't nothing I don't fucking believe anymore. I believe that."
Yeah. So,
but yeah, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Asako's like disposition with spirits is that her mother is always, or her grandma told her, in general, stay wary of them, but there's good and bad spirits. Like, not all of them are inherently evil. So that kind of changes her perception, or it gives her that open-mindedness that even if Hikaru was possessed, it is fine, because it could be a good spirit, and she was already, praising him for basically saying, "Oh, I got the feeling that you were trying to protect Yoshiki and everything," which she's right about, but she doesn't really know the true nature of this guy. So that perspective from her is going to be dangerous, but we know where it comes from. So
yeah,
now,
for sure.
Now it seems like we have two people who's going to protect this secret.
Yeah, but I wonder if something will essentially happen to one of their friends.
Well,
you know what I mean? Maybe not Asako, but maybe one of the other side characters. Maybe they'll get killed by Hikaru.
Yeah, I mean that could happen. I'm actually really sure it's going to happen. But I think what's going to be interesting is how is someone like Yuki going to react to this information? Because the thing about Yoshiki keeping this a secret is that Yoshiki knows the seriousness of the situation. He knows nobody should know this because he's kind of like a monster that kills people. The problem with Asako knowing this is that she just thinks it's a good spirit possessing him. So she might not see it. She might not treat it with the amount of severity that the situation demands. So I could see her revealing this information to Yuki, and then Yuki going, and then it blowing out of proportion, because Yuki might treat it with the right amount of seriousness, going like, "No, that's actually a fucking monster. You need to get away from him, and we need to call somebody." So
run.
Yeah. It just feels like one of those things where the secret is going to spread so much that it's going to just get too big for its own good. And then, when the right person knows the right information, then that's when Hikaru's ass is going to be in trouble.
And I feel like it's going to be when the Ghostbuster guy comes and finally shows his face. I think that's what's going to happen, is like he's going to maybe even pass him in the street randomly, or see him just from in a distance with the group of friends, and he's gonna go, "There it is. There's that fucking thing we've been looking for." And that's when it's definitely gonna hit the fan for sure. I think. I mean, we're halfway through, and it's definitely a slow burn compared to other series and whatnot. But we're definitely at the point now where I think Yoshiki's like, I wouldn't say had enough, but he's definitely to the point where he's like, what am I doing? I can't keep this shit up anymore. This
Mm-hmm.
is obviously a monster. Why am I trying to be friends with? Because that's what essentially they walk away. He bumps into him, boom, and then just leaves. I'm not feeling good.
Yeah. And then he ends up the
And
next
that's when
day.
we see how lonely Hikaru is. He's just like, oh, I'm so lonely. I don't want anything to happen to him. But yeah, the next day, like a fucking couple that's been with each other for a long time, ready to go to school.
Get up, you got work. Here's some breakfast.
We gotta go. I mean, he's not gonna be happy. He's just essentially like, "Are you mad at me? No, I'm fine. Let's go to school."
Yeah, it's like you want them to understand that you're not pleased with them, but at the same time, you don't want to. You still want to be in their company, like that whole thing. So, I guess this whole thing is, can Hikaru learn the value of life? And I think we have that answer in that, yes. The problem is, because here's the thing, because he Yoshiki correctly called him out for his contradiction. He's like, wait a minute, how do you know, or how do you not want to kill me, but you're so fine with killing friends or anybody else? Like, why is that a thing? He's like, no, but you're different. But as he starts to find out why he's different, why he's an exception, then I think he's going to ask himself, what is the value of life? Because for him, again, he sees it as they're just changing forms. They're still alive in a sense, but it's just as ghosts, and I can't hear them, and yeah, or eat ice cream with them because they kept bringing that up.
Yeah, he loves his ice cream.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just a matter of, can Hikaru see the value of life and the finality of death? And we don't know. But I mean, is he even going to have time to realize that? Because I mean, he already has Hamster Man on his trail still. We don't know where he's at right now. And with the Sako knowing, who knows if she's going to end up telling anybody in the future. Don't know.
Yeah, I think I almost feel like it's gonna go the route of, Hikaru is going to find what it's like to be, it's like, oh, this is the value of life. Oh, this feels great. Now I know what it's like to be human. And then he's gonna get found, and then that's when shit's gonna hit the fan, I think.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. But that essentially does it for this episode. This is a kill or pass week for Hikaru. So, yeah, what's the verdict?
It's been a very interesting show. I'm definitely at the point now where, even though, like, it's a slower burn, so essentially it's a lot. It's taking its time to get there. This is, I think, 12 episodes. I'm at the point now where I'm like, okay, we need to get to a certain point and see what else is going on, because we're at the halfway point now, and I feel like we don't know a lot about anything. You know what I mean? It's essentially, I don't know, kind of like what we had last season with Lazarus, where it's like, well, we're at this point in the series. Is anything going to happen, or what? Is it going to be rushed? I don't think it's going to be rushed, because this is based off a manga, unless they like take out a bunch of stuff. I don't know. But I definitely am looking forward to seeing like what else is going to happen, because I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I'm content. I want things to start getting to a conclusion, right? At least getting towards that conclusion right now, because I don't know. I'm kind of wanting to see what happens next. Not to say that I'm bored off my ass or anything, like struggling, like, oh God, what's going to happen? I'm just like, we're almost done with it, and I feel like we're going to not be satisfied when this ends, and I don't want that feeling. So overall, I want to pass this because I want to see what else happens. So I'm hoping that by episode 9 things are in a better place?
I feel like I'm in a better place with the show. I think what is building towards is like this, because when we first watched the show, I don't think we knew what to expect with it. Whether like this was going to be like this cat and mouse game between this detective guy and this monster that dwells within him. I think now we got a clearer picture of what it is, and I think it's just like a psychological thriller of Yoshiki struggling with this monster's teetering on humanity, because in some instances he can see the old Hikaru in him and how he acts and the way he talks and the way he feels about him. But then there's moments where he has the capacity to switch back to the Nonuki-sama that we know, who's running on survival, willing to kill any and everybody except for himself. So that struggle has been interesting, because this episode answered a question for me. I was thinking to myself, is he willing to kill a friend? Because he killed the old lady, and I'm like, all right, that's the old lady. She was trying to snitch on him, blah blah blah. She knew, but I'm like, yeah, maybe he would feel a little different about the friend. And no, he was going to kill her too. So and that goes to show you that, you know, Yoshiki has a high mountain to climb trying to rehabilitate this thing, if that's even possible. But no, I've been finding this show to be very, very interesting, and it has a lot of mystery going for it. I think the most thing I'm intrigued about is finding out more about all these other weird people with powers, because there's a lot of weird things going on. Like, she can hear spirits. Other people have experienced their family members also being possessed by these monsters. There's people who can see ghosts. Animals are able to detect them somehow. It's a very interesting thing. And I think I kind of want to see like the bigger picture with this village. But yeah, this is a pass for me. So yeah, let's put that on the screen. Yeah, everything made it through.
You pass this time.
All right, that is it for all the shows that we're talking about tonight. But the segment still continues, just because we have viewer questions.
Or should we say question?
Question, yes. The question is...
Yeah, we just have one today.
Have you guys ever considered meeting up for a convention?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Multiple. We've been to discussion for this for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's like honestly like a dream. Like, I would love to do that. Wherever we decide to meet up, whether it be Florida, Arizona, maybe some way halfway, I don't know. It would just be an amazing thing to do. You, me, NC Tactics, just do something live. I think, of course, we would have to change up the flow if it's like a live convention, because I don't think we could like do it in this format where we're just talking about seasonal anime. If anything, maybe we could just take random questions from the audience or talk. We would have to have a different kind of structure, but it would just be like questions or like what we like, what we think is something that'll make people go, what? You don't like that? Or you think it's overrated? I don't know. It would be an interesting thing to do live. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm finally adulting, saving money. So that's the thing I want to do next year for sure. It's already something I'm working towards, because not only seeing you guys, but other people too that I've known over Discord, YouTube, whatever it may be, Twitch. that I want to meet up with. So that's something that we thought about, discuss, and will happen.
Yes. So stay tuned, because trust me, you guys will know whenever it happens. Hell, who knows? Maybe we can even go live with it or somehow record it and upload it later. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely like that. That would be really fun.
Yeah. But that's it. That's all the questions we have. If you have
That's all she wrote.
If you have any questions for us, you can always look at the description where you will see the Google document, so you can submit your questions, which we will answer the following podcast. So, yeah, again, if you have any questions, click that link, submit your questions. We will answer them. As you can see, he has posted our Patreon. Our Patreon is $1. We're going to record something tomorrow that people may be interested in. We've already talked about it, so it's no secret. We're going to talk about Takopi's Original Sin. So if that is a series that you've been wanting other people to talk about, we're talking about it on the Patreon exclusively. Again, $1. That's not only to uncensored, uncut, naked. You got to pay more for that.
These girls are wild.
You got to pay more for that. But you're not just paying $1 for Takopi. You're getting a whole backlog of everything that we talked about thus far. Watamote, our drunken podcast, the Pokemon, a whole slew of things that I think a lot of people will be interested in, and of course, more to come. Again, $1 a month. How can you beat that? How?
You can't. You cannot. I mean, can't buy nothing for $1 anymore. As for me, still working on my K-pop Demon Hunters, as I mentioned earlier in the show. Every time I feel like it's getting close, K-pop just breaks a brand new record or something else new happens to it, and I'm just like, let me keep up, damn it. Why do you have to keep doing great? You're just doing amazing things, and I love you for it. But yeah, so I do want to. I want to get that out there. It's not going to be this exclusive, like just huge essay of it. No, I want it to be just basically an appreciation of the movie, and basically giving it its flowers, saying what it's done for the industry as a whole, and the fact that it's just amazing, and it's just literally, it came out of nowhere. No one expected this, and I think that's the really cool thing, is that if you have an idea and if you have something that you feel passionate about, you should go for it, because at the end of the day, you don't know if your idea is going to work out until you try.
Sure.
And that's all for me.
I will say for me, you guys can find me on my Twitch, Satsuki the Savage. That's with a D-A, not a T-H-E. But if you want to go on my YouTube, that is Satsuki the Savage with a T-H-E. I do have some videos planned for YouTube. Nothing that I'm in the works of right now. I do want to make a video talking about the recent chapters of Kakaguri, some like character videos I thought of, and like some other like general series videos talking about series that I like and giving people an overview of it. But my Twitch, I'm always active on there. Wednesday, Friday, the weekend. Usually I'm streaming from, at least on the weekends, from like 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to whatever, because I stream for a long time, even though I'm cutting back a little bit. But that's where you can find me, besides KOA, of course. But yeah, that's everything. Appreciate everybody joining the podcast tonight. I hope to see you next week. And yeah, have a blessed one. Peace and love, KOA.
Be sure to subscribe for that Patreon. That's gonna be coming up very soon. So new content.
And like the video if you're watching the VOD. Please.
Of course, like the video. And yeah. Later.
Peace.